Hi Internet, thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we've got the Saturday New York Times crossword for June 27th, 2026. Adrian Johnson is the constructor, Will Schwartz is the editor, and I'm John Appleseed, your host here on the channel. And this looks like a good Saturday grid. A lot of white squares, not a lot of black squares, and some long horizontal and vertical stacks. Okay, so probably no theme for a Saturday. That's typical. We'll just have to figure it out. One across is delightful. Don't know. One down is blank have thought. I like who'd have thought. Two down sharpen. I like hone for that. Three down moves a lot. I'm not sure. Four down wanes with off. Tapers off would fit. Five down command from Space Command. Don't know. Six down walks with a wobble. Teeters or something along those lines. Seven down the Persian poet who wrote the Masnavi. I think that might be Rumi. Probably the only Persian poet I know. Eight down qui blank vous, French for who are you. Qui êtes vous? I remember from French class. Nine down kind of clock. Nope. And 10 down city between Madrid and Ciudad Real. Looking for a Spanish city here. Not sure what it is. All right, let's look at these acrosses again. One across, delightful. What a treat. What a treat fits with the letters we've got so far. Let's put that in. 15 across, what if we just didn't? How about no? As Dr. Evil might say. How about no? 17 across, kitchen project with minimal cleanup. A one-pan meal. Yeah, that works. And 19 across is Castaway's Place, a desert isle, just like Gilligan. And the crew there. Okay, so three down was Oz for moves a lot. Okay, wasn't thinking about move is emotionally moving there. Command from Space Command. Oh, that's probably abort. So let's change one pan meal to one pot meal. Then six down wops with a wobble is not teeters, but totters. Rumi looks right. Et looks right. And kind of clock, an analog clock as opposed to a digital one. And the city between Madrid and Ciudad Real must be Toledo, famous for its swords, if I remember correctly. 22 across, Gavrila Derzhavin's God, for example. God in quotation marks. Maybe it is a poem. Maybe it's an ode. Three-letter word beginning with O and D. We'll try that. Okay, 11 across is cock-a-hoop. Don't know what cock-a-hoop means. 11 down, person congratulated in a yard sign, maybe. I see a lot of grad yard signs in my neighborhood when I'm out for my daily walk. Maybe gaga, yeah. Cock-a-hoop means kind of nutso, kind of like that. Try gaga. 16 down, dancer's restraint. What does that mean? Not sure. 18 down, city on India's Golden Triangle tourism circuit. Okay, I don't know the Golden Triangle in that context. I know it from narcotics, but Agra is where the Taj Mahal is. I'm sure that is a big tourist destination in India. Alternative to Word capitalized like Microsoft Word. So some other word processing software with beginning with a D? Don't know. Dancer's restraint. Is that what holds a dancer in place? Another dancer, right? I don't know. 24 across, word repeated in a fit of disbelief. No, and 28 across is he's credited as the director of photography. He's credited as the director of photography for the 1967 film Magical Mystery Tour, which I think was about the Beatles. So maybe it's Ringo Starr. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that, but that is one of the Beatles, and it fits with the letters we've got. All right, let's look at these downs. Toy adorned with a tiny rubber cape. Nope. And 13 down, that blows. No, 14 down is things analyzed in some forensic tests. 24 across was word repeated in a fit of disbelief. Maybe these acrosses will help us. Hindu rule of living. The rule of living in Hinduism. No, 23 down, many a political piece. Political piece. Hindu rule. 39 across, some choppers. 31 down is prom night rental. That's probably tux. Some choppers. Axes? Choppers can be helicopters or motorcycles or axes. Hindu rule of living. 41 across is we informally. No, 43 across, your point being, and I like that. And 47 across, blank climbing a tree. A Sichuan noodle dish. Don't know that. What toy would have a tiny rubber cape? I'm thinking like, you know, some kind of superhero action figure kind of thing. That blows. Some kind of fan, some kind of wind instrument. Is this DNA strands? Cockahoo, maybe. DNA strands kind of goes with forensic tests, doesn't it? Oh, is Dancer one of Santa's reindeer here? Okay, that makes sense. So Dancer, one of the reindeer pulling the sleigh, would be restrained by the reins on the sleigh. Okay, I think that's what that is. Cock-a-hoop. Tut tut. Would that be a fit of disbelief? Hindu rule of living. And some choppers. Oh, I think that might be plural. Could it be something like axemen, like lumberjacks, people who use axes? They are chopping, so they are choppers. That blows. Okay, I'm just going to come back to this corner. 25 across is that way. Thus, perhaps. 32 across, female lobster. Probably cow or hen, using a name for another female animal. Cow kind of makes the most sense. 35 across, U-Haul competitor. Ryder, another truck rental company. 40 across, give credit for. Nope, and 44 across, defense counsel. 48 across is musical group that went on hiatus in 2022, so its members could serve in the military. Okay, I couldn't name a single song they sing, but I know that that is true about BTS, the Korean K-pop group. 52 across, doesn't sit by. Nope, 60 across, British buddy. Your mate, maybe? 62 across, its tail blows in the wind. A weather vane would do that, I guess. And 64 across, worry, worry, worry. No, we got an MV ending here. Homages to a prior era for 25 down. 26 down is look where you're going. I think vein might be wrong. Look where you're going. Hey, something. 27 down, deliberately downplay. No, 36 down is multi-purpose shortening. Etc. is a shortening, an abbreviation. It has multi-purposes. 33 down, like a fired-up sports crowd, like the Tarps Off crews we've seen in a couple of recent games. If they are fired up, they are a roar. The crowd is a roar. A word you seldom see outside crossword puzzles. On the topic of, as in, suffix with urban. That's probably urbanite. Maybe it's as to. As to this topic, that topic we're going to talk about next. 30 down is out. Not in, maybe. GPS calculation, probably estimated time of arrival. Let's try not in for out. 41 across, we informally. Maybe that's itty, as an itty bitty. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. So I'm going to put in itty. It could also be itsy, as in the song. And a political piece is an essay for 23 down. Yeah, I like that. Then I like sutra for Hindu rule of living. The sutras are the passages of scripture that explain how to live, I guess. I'm going to try axemen for choppers and see if that works. Toy, is it some kind of man, like a superhero kind of thing? Tiny rubber cape. We'll get to man. No. That blows. Yeah, not looking right there. Okay, blank training, climbing a tree. Ants climbing a tree. An air current blows. Okay, that works for 13 down. Air current. Docs sounds like it might be some kind of word processing software. Cock a hoop. Glad? Lego. Okay, a Lego figure would have a tiny rubber cape, maybe. It's not Lego Batman. And you might say, but, in a fit of disbelief. Okay, I like that. Lego Batman makes sense. Air current and DNA strands. Okay, that corner looks done. Okay, finally, that was hard for me to figure out. Should I go back? No, let's do this corner and see what we get here. 45 down is plastic item in a lunchbox. Spoon or something. 46 down, blank Oluo, author of 2018's So You Want to Talk About Race. Don't know that. 55 down, way up a mountain, perhaps. Path is a four-letter word that fits. 56 across, do blank. Don't know. 42 down, in a quietly dignified way. And it could begin with an S. It's a kind of serenely. Is that quietly dignified? 51 down, finish up by. No, 47 down, diamond pattern. We're talking about the gemstone. We're talking about a baseball diamond. Neither of those click for me. 57 down, light wind. 58 down is Super Bowl 10 MVP blank Swan. Lynn Swan is a football player I've heard of. 59 down, diamond edges. Diamond pattern and diamond edges. No. 54 down, a bit stale. Say, I think I'm going to need some more down answers to get these. 61 across, hit the hay to a toddler. Sleepy time, go Betty bye. Something like that. 63 across, it's just me here. I'm alone. When many rebellions emerge for the first time. No, all right, so this bottom half of the puzzle I'm not having much luck with. That way, if that's thus, do it thus, do it that way. Maybe it's hen. That would give us a UND beginning. Deliberately downplay could be to understate. Maybe. Okay, let's take out vain and mate. Maybe they're both wrong. I like understate for deliberately downplay. Give credit for. O2, maybe? Hey, watch it for look where you're going. Throwbacks are homages to a prior era. So then 52 across doesn't sit by, acts. A British buddy, a chap. Chap isn't necessary. Yeah, hey, buddy. Hey, chap. I don't know if I'll allow it. Its tail blows in the wind, a kite, not a weather vane. Eject is to spew, and worry, worry, worry is to stew. So spew and stew give us the last answers for that corner of the puzzle. Defense Council, a war cabinet. Works. And then 38 down, put away is 8. Yes, I like that. I'll try and get a song here too before we finish. 49 across, British blank, colonial rule of India is the British Raj. So plastic item in a lunchbox, a plastic banana. I had one of those little banana shaped banana containers. It splits open, you put a banana inside, so you can carry your lunchbox around in your backpack and it doesn't get squished. Maybe that's what that is. Don't know this name. 56 down, do blank. In a quietly dignified way. Okay, I like an S here, and maybe stately. That works for quietly dignified. We got itsy instead of itty. Lead into ology for the study of the atmosphere. Is it aerology? Maybe? As in aerodynamics. A bit stale. Hit the hay. It's just me here. And when many rebellions emerge for the first time at, nope, 51 down, finish up by, and at diamond pattern and diamond edges. Is this maybe from geometry? The edges of a polygon are just called edges, aren't they? Or sides or something? Is there a term for that? And light wind with a question mark. So kind of a joke here. All right. Let's take out banana. What else would be plastic in a lunchbox? Hit the hay to a toddler. Do we get Betty by with this ED? No. When many rebellions emerge for the first time. I'm not quite sure what that is getting at. Okay, I'm kind of stuck here. Am I confident about all these? Raj, yeah, that makes sense. War cabinet. Plastic. Banana is the only thing I can think of that makes sense, but it's kind of, I don't know how common those are. Don't know this author's name. I feel like it's going to be an African name of some kind. Maybe we'll take out path and see if maybe that is incorrect. A bit stale. Way up a mountain could be a T-bar, like a ski thing. It doesn't really spark anything. Do blank. The do run, 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 the do run, run. Met her on a Monday and my heart stood still. The do run, 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 the do run, run. What is a diamond pattern? Diamond pattern. I'm not quite sure what that means. Thinking about the pattern on a diamond, or a diamond-shaped pattern. Is it facets, something like that? If it's a baseball diamond, I still don't know what it would be. Lynn Swan, I'm pretty confident about. And at and stately make good sense to me. A bit stale. Meaning with old, maybe. Light wind. Betty by, I can't think of a spelling that would fit here. Oh, the edges of the word diamond are two-letter D's. So we spell D's phonetically there, we get that. Then we could maybe have old here for a bit stale, like getting old. Light wind. An oboe could be a light wind instrument, perhaps. Maybe take out stately. I kind of like getting old for a bit stale. Argyle socks have a diamond pattern. Okay, let's try go beddy by like that. That is a spelling that makes sense. Then maybe a plastic baggie would be in your lunchbox. Okay. Many rebellions emerged. So we're talking about rebellious teenagers here, maybe in the early teens. It's just me here. I'm all alone in a quiet, dignified way. Staidly, yes. Oh, and we're didn't think I was done. Let's fix some of these. Okay, so 55 down is way up a mountain. No, T-bar, and that was it. Okay. So we didn't get really a song. I did a little bit of the do run run just to give myself time to think, but all right. So that is a sign for me. If you're a regular viewer, you know I kind of, anytime a clue or an answer reminds me of a song, I'll sing a few bars. But I didn't get any prompts in my inner karaoke library here from this puzzle, so I was spending all my mental energy trying to figure out the clues rather than thinking of songs that they reminded me of. So Ijeoma turned out to be the author. Ijeoma Oluo, author of 2018, so you want to talk about race. Plastic baggie, I like that much better than banana. I didn't like banana as an answer, but it was the only thing I could think of. So what turned out to be I thought Betty by was going to fit here, but couldn't quite get it. So I put in by to see if I could figure out these last couple down answers, and then D's came to me, and then I think everything broke open from there. It was Argyle for the diamond pattern, and the diamond edges are the two D's on the edges of the word diamond. Tell was 56 down. Do tell, okay, didn't think of that. T-bar, I considered that eventually, but had to get some crossing letters to kind of get some confidence about that as the way up a mountain. What else was difficult here? Well, everything was difficult, but this corner definitely gave me the most trouble. Ringo Starr wouldn't have come up with that except for we had I think we had this G and this O and this R, so Ringo Starr made sense as one of the Beatles. Not a lot of crossword E's today, very difficult puzzle. And they didn't resort to using the typical crossword words to kind of fill in the things that they needed to. So I like this puzzle. That was a good one. I always like the New York Times puzzles. They're always high quality. It turned out to be hen instead of cow for the female lobster. I'll have to remember that for next time. All right, let me know how you did with this one in the comments. And please come back to my channel for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.